with a riddle for everyone to consider. This riddle may be a little bit long, but bear with me. Who am I? I'm your constant companion. I'm your greatest helper or heaviest burden. I will push you onward or drag you down to failure. I am completely at your command. Half the things I do, you might as well turn over to me, and I will be able to do them quickly and correctly. I am easily managed. You must merely be firm with me. Show me exactly how you want something done, and after a few lessons, I will do it automatically. I am the servant of all great individuals, and alas, of all failures as well. Those who are great, I have made great. Those who are failures, I have made failures. I am not a machine, though I work with all the precision of a machine plus the intelligence of a human. You may run me for profit or run me for ruin. It makes no difference to me. Take me, train me, be firm with me, and I will place the world at your feet. Be easy with me, and I will destroy you. Who am I? Care to guess?
Frank.
No?
No.
No?
Willpower.
No? The answer is habit. I am habit. Now, I came across this riddle when reading a book a couple of years ago entitled The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens by Sean Covey. Yes, I was a teenager back then. But I think that this riddle can extend to our everyday lives and is not just limited towards teenagers. Because everyone, every single human have developed habits over the years. So, what interests me with this riddle is that are habits really that powerful enough to make the world below our feet, to make the world at the tip of our feet, or destroy us? Do habits have the capability to make or break us? So I want to tackle this question, but first I need to introduce a notion, an idea called the habit loop. Now the habit loop is just a loop, a sequence of actions which comprises of 3 elements, namely cue, routine, and reward. Cue is, let's start with routine first. Routine is the habit itself. Cue is what triggers the habit, what makes you do the habit. And the reward is, well, the reward. What did you get by doing this habit? Now this idea of, this notion of the habit loop is introduced in a book called The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Now, how do we see this habit loop? How do we correspond this habit loop and merge it with our idea of our habits, of our day-to-day habits? Now, we go to a research by a neuroscientist by the name of Wolfram Schultz from the University of Cambridge. Now, he has a monkey named Julio. So, Schultz asked Julio to sit in front of a computer monitor, and instructs him that every time he sees a colored shape like a red triangle or blue circle, Julio should reach up and pull a lever so that he will get a reward, which is a drop of juice, a drop of blackberry juice. So Julio was hard to train at first, but eventually he can do it. He developed a habit without anyone telling him to do it. And what's interesting is that when the reward was no longer given, but he was already developing this habit, he would get really, really mad because someone took away my reward. So this idea is the very foundation of what makes us do what we do. Basically, our habits. Simply said, our habits are the foundation of our actions, then which eventually leads to whether we succeed or fail in the future. So, okay, this is cool and all, but how does this relate practically in our lives? So let us look at the habit loop again. Cue, routine, reward. Now, this habit loop, I established that routine is the habit itself. So if you want to develop a habit or break a bad habit, you need to consider the cue and the reward. You need to, in some way, alter this cue and reward to be able to change the routine. So, as an example, let's take going to gym, or in a general sense, exercising. So, if you want to exercise, you need to find some way that to reward you, to motivate you, to be able to go to exercise again and again, and a cue, something that triggers you to exercise. So, what is the basis of this cue and reward? So, the reward is something that motivates you to do something. But the cue, there are actually 5 different categories which can be your cue: location, time, emotional state, other people, and immediately preceding action, which means the action before the habit itself. So going back to our exercising example, the reward can be something like watching a movie after exercising or something like that, which is pretty good. Basically, something that makes you happy immediately after doing the action. Not some long-term benefits such as health benefits. You cannot feel that immediately. And then we go to the cue. So for exercising, you can probably choose a cue like location, where perhaps going to the park for a walk, or going to the gym. Time, perhaps in the morning or after work, or immediately preceding action, immediately right after you wake up. So this may seem elementary, but if you can harness this power, you can essentially change any habit, make any good habit, or break any bad habits. So in conclusion, I conclude that habits are indeed powerful. You cannot really break a habit, but you can only substitute with cues and rewards. The craving of the reward is what makes people do what they continually do. And yes, eventually I agree that habits are the foundations of our actions. Thank you, Tim.